really just a glorified cervical cap. Insistently unsexy, it's a decided improvement upon the penis, which I suppose tries. It's meant for intravaginal insemination, which sounds like regular insemination because it is. With specimen cup locked in and plunger in place, semen is deposited at the terminus of the cervix and kept corked for up to 6 hours, after which it is neatly pulled out of the vaginal canal like a tampon. Its precision and functionality do take a lot of the spontaneity out of the attempt at conception, not to mention some of the fun. The Stork isn't a sex toy. It's all work and no play, and we're in the business of getting pregnant. For a large chunk of whatever time it's normal to begin thinking about these things, I was certain I didn't want to be a parent. My distaste for parenthood was nurtured by my increasing and not wholly unwelcome belief that I would spend my life alone. For me, it was generally understood that to be gay was to be single, maybe partnered, never parent. And then at 21, I fell in love. Being in love can change a lot of things about a person, and for me, it softened me in ways I so desperately needed to be softened. The magic of falling in love cracked open possibility. Yet our desire for parenthood remains a disruption. To some, we're playing God. To others, we're shamelessly conceding defeat to heteronormativity. Honestly, if somebody is asking to spend the foreseeable future elbow deep in feces and vomit, why stop them? We're 2 months away from our first go at it, our first walk around the block while our dear friend ushers his raw genetic material into a cervical cap, our first time loading the plunger, inserting and releasing, our first time squealing with delight at the done deed while I lay level with her midsection and imagined the cellular activity taking place, our first time waiting an agonizing 2 weeks while she feels every cramp and twitch like never before, the first pregnancy test, or first disappointing period, and our first time waiting 2 weeks to try it all again. While a majority of the reviews bubble and exclaim about the Stork delivering on the first attempt, I can't help but temper my expectations. I'm putting my faith, my future, in a non-reusable applicator device, a piece of $59.99 plastic, on the shelf at CVS. What will it mean to help somebody conceive? I'm filling a space rarely occupied, a third person in the room in which sperm and ovum meet. I will be the vessel through which the seed of life bursts open. I will carry the specimen cup with holy reverence up the stairs and prostrate before the life-giving altar a supine woman on a bed. I will gently guide the applicator through a reverse trip into the birth canal, and I will plunge the petals open and deliver to the mighty cervix an offering, tens of millions of offerings. I will say a blessing as my journey commences and my work as interlocutor concludes. Godspeed, boys. This is the origin story of so many lives, and yet so few, and still entirely its own. Who am I to the life begun here? A middleman, technically unnecessary, just a big kid playing God with sperm and egg, dare I say a parent? As the great work begins, in a uterine tube, in the body of a woman I love, maybe while sleeping or running or on an airplane, I will be ready for the labor. Used to plunging, feet first, cap erect, and with abandon, I will dive into this new life. If I was good enough to be God for a moment, I'll be good enough for whatever's next.